My name's Erica Allen. I'm the Chicago National Projects Director for Growing Power. And we're here in one of 6 of our hoop houses that we grow food year-round in. Right now we're growing okra that you see around me, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, and other members of the nightshade family. And then we'll be transitioning in the next few weeks to fall crops, lots of kales and Swiss chard and spinach and a late crop of tomatoes so that we can really capture that specialty market. And what we do here is we grow food. This is our Iron Street Farm, so we're really focused on food production and training youth from the community to learn how to be farmers. So we have some distinct volunteer and education days, but we're really focusing this farm site as our farm. And that's 10 years in the making here in Chicago to have a space that was large enough that we could scale up to begin really cash flowing our operations and to provide more living wage jobs for youth in our communities that are seeking employment. And yeah, and I'm an artist, an art therapist, so I like to integrate visual arts and making the production of food something that's beautiful, so folks look at this as a profession and a career and kind of dissociate some of the negative aspects that I think folks who come from agricultural family backgrounds may have had economic challenges, and really trying to showcase urban agriculture and sustainable agriculture as a really different form of agriculture that you can live in harmony with the community and with nature and earn enough money to live well. A lot of times people, I think, when they hear urban agriculture, they think really small scale, and we've really been pushing those limits. So over the last decade, we've gone from a few lots just because of where the sort of policy temperature was in the city, and just sort of like, what is this urban ag? Like, don't you mean community gardens? And we'd have to really push, like, yeah, community gardens is part of it, but we're really moving from just individual food security and what you're growing in community with people to having cash flow, to really be able to have enough product to take to market that that can be monetized. So scaling up and having the capacity to scale up in cities is really key to our work, both here in Chicago and especially in Milwaukee, where my father, who's the CEO of Growing Power, has, and who's a farmer, founder, CEO, so he likes to, that's the lineup, farmer first, that his vision is to have 10% of Milwaukee's food coming from within the city limits. And so that's a really ambitious goal, but a very important goal, because we need to have some food security within the city, but also raising the consciousness of folks who live in cities to think about supporting rural farmers as well, that we need this high nutritional content locally produced, because food miles do extinguish some of the nutrition and things that our bodies need to really fight off disease, and to, especially with environments that have more toxins, that we have those healthy antioxidants to remain healthy and become healthier. So scale. So this site is a total of 7 acres. We're currently occupying 2.5 acres. When you're talking about a community food system, you're really talking about from the soil up. So for us to do this in a sustainable way, we have to have fertility. So we make fertility with compost. So doing compost, we collect from area restaurants, wholesalers, just folks who are, have lots of supplies of nitrogen. We use a lot of wood chip. That's a big ready supply of carbon here in the city of Chicago. And then we break that down and we take that material and feed it to our worms. And we have about, I think, like 70 worm bins in here. Each hold about a quarter of a ton of material. And so they eat through that material every 6 weeks, creating roughly quarter of a ton of fertility that we sift. So that's a big volunteer job here, and for our youth corps. So it's something that is just time consuming and therapeutic. It's good physical activity, and that produces our fertility. So we top dress with that material. We grow all of our bedding plants in that material. We take that material and put it in water and create tea. It's really like the backbone of our ability to grow on this. This is basically concrete. They're able to build up the earth from concrete and grow this level of diversity. So compost, worms, aquaponics, we have yellow perch. So we have one system that's operational, and we're going to be scaling up to four systems by the end of this year. So we'll have about, I think we're going to have about 200 yellow perch that we'll be producing just as to do our first wave, and then we're going to scale that up. Eventually I want to be harvesting about 10,000 perch every few months, and being able to do that consistently to help cash flow our operations. And then the goal with that is really to be able to hire more folks full-time at a living wage. So from that, we'll be able to also do all the different vegetables here. So we have probably about 20 different varieties right now of vegetables, and probably about 30 varieties of edible flowers and herbs. And that will go up to our 150, which is like my benchmark. I really love having a wide variety for all of our markets. We do markets in 5 vulnerable communities on the west side here in Chicago, but also Green City Market and 61st Street Market. We sell to restaurants, we sell to different wholesalers, just directly on site. People come here on Saturdays, and starting in 2013 we'll probably be open every day, so people can come here as, you know, just from the community, or folks who just want to come and get stuff fresh from the farm every day. And then we use also a lot of the material internally for our youth corps programs, for cooking and nutrition classes, and for our youth to take home and to their families. Oh, we have bees too.
And mushrooms.
And mushrooms. The worms and the ability to create your own fertility is really key, and to really get those worms active and giving them lots of food, some of that compost, that humus in the soil. They're just eating more and more of that, and they're just perpetually creating fertility. And you just get them out there. So as soon as that's why, you know, industrial agriculture, where they just kill everything, they're killing all those microorganisms, all that web of life that's in the earth. That, I mean, those things can either protect you or they can become pathogens. So our goal is to really treat them nicely, feed them well, keep everything balanced, so that, you know, that we're able to continue to get this delicious food. And you know, I'm not biased, but our food is amazing. It's so delicious, and it's just vibrant, and you know, it's really, I think we're really passionate about what we do, and I think it is a little bit of a miracle to be able to grow on top of concrete.
Erica, if people want to learn more about your whole operation, is there a website or an address they can contact?
Sure, they can go to www.growingpower.org, and all of our information's there. And here at Iron Street, and at Iron Street Farm, and then up in Milwaukee at our national headquarters and community food center, we have tours there daily at 1 o'clock, and then here we have tours on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and all that information's on the website.
Well, Erica, thank you so much. We really enjoyed the tour. We got to enjoy the luxury of a tour and saw all your different elements that you're working with. I'm really impressed with the diversity, and also your burden to help people here in the city have a more, you know, a more full life, and also even for crisis situations to help people. So we want to support you as much as we can. Thank you so much for letting us.
Thank you, and it's not a burden. It's a privilege to do this work and to be part of the farming community.
All right, well, thank you so much.